I'm Mel, and welcome to I Spoil-ish, where I spoil all things bookish. Today we've got a special treat. I'll be doing an unboxing of the Bookish Box new Plated Prisoner Special Editions. So a couple of days ago, I received my Bookish Box special editions of Plated Prisoner, and I decided to unbox them for you guys. I am also going to be giving my spoiler-filled review of the first 3 books in this series. I read them before I bought these. I wanted to make sure that I'd want them. So yeah, let's dive into the box and see what they look like. Now, Bookish Box does usually provide spoilers all on their own of the books that they're doing. They usually have like a mock-up or something like that. So I had a general idea of what these books were going to look like, but I'm excited to see what they turned out like in person. If there's anything that you don't want to be spoiled with, whether it be the books or the reviews, everything will be timestamped down below so that you can pick and choose what you want to see. Alright, let's open this up. Alright, handy dandy utensil for opening packages. I got it. It's open. Okay. So, I think I opened it upside down, but we're not going to talk about that. So, and they are all bubble wrapped together, which is really nice. No, I didn't open it upside down. The card is just on the bottom. So let's toss that aside. Alright, so it comes with this lovely little card. And then the information on the back about who all the artists are, I believe. Yes. Okay. Let's dive into the bubble wrap and see what we have. So each one of the books is wrapped in the Bookish Box signature like felt packaging. Judging from how thick this one is, I'm assuming that this is Gleam. So I'm going to open them from this side. Alright. So I was correct because this is Guild. Look at that. That is gorgeous. And now this is a plastic overlay dust jacket. And for those who are not aware, there is a clear, like, protective layer on these books. So if you got your copy and it seems kind of like scuffed up on the, you just have to take the film off. Okay. So now we take the plastic off. And that is gorgeous. Do you see all the foiling in her? That is absolutely beautiful. Then we've got the sides, which has the gold dripping. Let us get the end papers. Absolutely gorgeous. And of course, signed. I saw on their like Instagram and stuff like that how many books she had to hand sign. So yeah, I'm not surprised that the signature just looks like an R and a K. I don't know if that's her signature always or if it's just because of the amount of books that she had to sign, but it would make sense if it was just initials because of the amount. I personally am not going to take off the protective plastic that's on the dust jackets. They're safer that way. So, all right, one book down. That's gorgeous. Okay, so now on to Glint. Ooh, she's beautiful. And then you can tell that like the roses and stuff, those are going to be your plastic overlay. reflecting off of my light. Here, let me hold it down a little bit. Okay. Again, with the gold drip. Now, Bookish Box did say that they are going to be doing the entire series, and that they are all going to line up with the gold drip on this, on the end papers, or on the edges. I don't know why, edges. I couldn't think of the word. But this is her again, and all her ribbons are gold foiled, which is gorgeous. I really, really love Bookish's special editions. They do like an amazing job, and everything is so like detailed and pretty. Again, the signature, the RK. I'm loving these so far. I don't know if anybody else is like fangirling right now, but I think these are amazing. Now on to the final one. We are looking, oh, yep, Gleam. It's a thick, thick boy. Look at that. Got our gold dripping. Let's take the plastic off. Okay, that's beautiful. You see her dresses, all the foiling. That's absolutely gorgeous. And then let's look at the end papers, all of the ribbons. And then Raven Kennedy. Beautiful. Oh, these are gorgeous. So when they first announced the Plated Prisoner series, I had seen like a lot of talk about guilds all over like Book Talk and stuff like that. So obviously I bought them. I bought all three that were available so that I could read them. And I picked up Guild at first. I read the first scene, and if anybody has read the first scene, I was a little shocked, and I put the book away for like a good 3 or 4 months and didn't touch it because I thought I'm not going to be able to read this. And then Bookish Box came out with a special edition announcement, and I was like, wow, those books are really cool. Everyone really loves the series, so I'm going to give it another shot just to see if I should buy the special editions. I didn't read these. You can tell that they like look brand new. I ended up reading them on my Kindle, and I loved them. Once you get past that first scene in Guild, it's actually a really good story. It's very reminiscent of like From Blood and Ash. So yeah, I absolutely love it. So now is the time where we're going to get into the spoiler review. So you kind of, if you don't want to hear the spoilers for the series and you just wanted to see the special editions and know that I love it, then you're good to go. So the first book, as I had mentioned prior, the opening scene of the first book is very explicit, I guess you could say, in the smutty department. It was definitely a shock for me. I wasn't... when I first read that part, I kind of didn't want to continue because it was a little extreme on my end. I am new to Spice, so in the opening scene, I was a little shocked. But as I read through the rest of the book, there wasn't really any more smut, to be honest with you. The book is about a girl who is gilded. She is completely made out of gold. She has these crazy golden ribbons behind her that are like extended limbs. And she is kept as the pet, almost, of King Midas. So there's a kingdom with like several different realms. Each realm has a king as their leader. Midas's kingdom is basically the kingdom of gold. Each king ruler of that area, they have a special ability, and that's what has given them the right to rule. So Midas was just a regular guy who found this girl. She was, in dire straits. She was kind of, living on the street, that kind of thing. And he saved her. She fell in love with him. And then, so he marries into this position. And him and his wife hate each other. His wife especially hates Orin because she's, again, Midas's favored. He married her simply for, political control rather than love or even care. If I recall correctly, because I did read these a while ago, she can't provide him with an heir, so he doesn't like her for that either. It's just a whole situation. In the first book, you see a lot of Oren and Midas, the kind of how their relationship is. It is a highly toxic relationship. He basically just treats her like trash. Like, he's just using her. He holds her captive, literally in a gilded cage. Not a small one, so it's basically like rooms that are segregated for her that have been caged off so that she has to stay within those rooms, and there is a visible cage there. She can see everything that's going on, like she can stick her hand through, that kind of thing, but she can't actually leave. And the plot of the book kind of takes a turn when she has to travel. The king goes to travel and she is to meet him, but they go separately. And in the process of traveling, she is taken captive. There is a character in this. His name is Sale. You know, he's kind of the only person who treats her like a person rather than just like a gilded HOE. You know, you start to really like Sale. Like, you think, oh my god, he's gonna be this great character. And then they kill him. And you're like, what happened? What just happened? Like, why did you kill him? But later on, there is definitely a different interest that Raven Kennedy wanted you to fall for. So, and it worked. I promise you, it worked. Next in the series is Glint. Glint is a continuation of exactly where Guild left off. You have Midas's perspective, Oren's perspective, you know, even Midas's wife's perspective. She's a wretched, wretched woman. But while her husband is off trying to take over another kingdom because he assassinated the ruler of that kingdom, the one right next door, she decides that it is time that she took back her own kingdom, because it used to be a beautiful place. It's very wintry, everything, but now she finds it to be absolutely ugly because it's completely made out of gold. So she kind of starts to work to undermine her husband now that he's, you know, kind of away. So in Glint, you actually see where she starts to fall for Commander Rip. Now, Commander Rip is basically like your dark, evil, everybody is like afraid of him, badass kind of character. And they have a whole enemies to lovers kind of thing going on where he has sympathy for her, but he still doesn't trust her, and he thinks that she's just kind of a dumb bimbo who's, you know, an idiot for caring so much about Midas, who's basically been using her. And she thinks that he's just a jerk who is trying to keep her away from, you know, the man that she holds loyalty to. Now, she doesn't... she loves Midas, but she doesn't. It's more of like a I owe him my life thing, so I'm still loyal to him, even though she really shouldn't be. And in this one, I think it's in this one, it might be in this one, you find out that Midas does not have the golden touch. It is actually Oren, which is big spoiler, who has the ability to turn things to gold, which is why Midas has been holding on to her for so long, because basically without her, he'd be proven a fraud, that he doesn't have the golden touch, and that would lose him his kingdom. That would basically, it would destroy everything. You will also find out that Rip is King Ravia, I believe his name is, who is like the king of rot and death. His kingdom, like, no one ever bothers to try and take it over because it's all just bogs and rotten disgustingness. But it's kind of like an intentional thing that he does to keep everything safe. And he's really a good guy. Apparently very attractive because, he is Rip, and he just has the ability to change the way that he looks. It's really good. It's so good. It's very reminiscent, like I said, of like from Blood and Ash, where they've got like that, you know, she's been lied to this whole time. She has this loyalty to the people. In this case, she has the loyalty to Midas. Oren is just kind of lost and has been, you know, kept caged and kept alone for so long that she just doesn't really know anything else. And then when Rip comes along, they fight, they realize that they're enemies, then they fall in love because they're actually really good people. You find out both Rip and Oren are Fae, and they're from another realm. That's kind of where the series so far has left off, is that this other realm exists. They both know that they are from this realm, and it seems like people are going to be going after their realm, which is going to lead into a whole bunch of stuff. But honestly, it's an amazing series. I would highly recommend it. There is a little bit of spice. It's not overbearing. Apart from the first scene, it's not overbearing. and it's done really, really, really well. If you have any triggers, I would be very careful. Midas's relationship with Orin is very, very toxic. She is basically codependent on him, and he treats her however he feels like, which is usually pretty terribly. He's very controlling of her, all that kind of stuff. Now, again, when she finds Rip, even though they fight at first, they're really, really great together, and she kind of learns her strength and learns to fight back. And at the end of Gleam, they kill Midas, so that's a plus. But there's a lot of other people who are going to cause some issues, especially Midas's wife. She's a situation altogether. I highly recommend that if you've been questioning whether or not you should read the series, you really should. I binge read them in 3 days. They are available on Kindle Unlimited. You can buy the paperbacks. Unfortunately, the Bookish Box editions are sold out. I think they said there probably will be some for Members Day or Black Friday, one of the two. You could possibly snag up the set. They are going to be continuing the set. Raven Kennedy does have the 4th book coming out shortly. I don't know the exact date. Let me look it up. Goodreads, here I come. So the 4th book is actually called Glow, and it is scheduled to be released on May 19th of this year. So we're looking at like 2 months. So that gives you plenty of time to read the first 3. They're really, really surprisingly good books. Not saying that like Raven Kennedy's a bad writer. Like, it's just surprising that like I find a Kindle Unlimited book that is this quality for me. Usually I'm just like, ooh. If you've read the series, let me know about it. What you like, what you didn't like, if it was a surprise to you as well that it was going to be that great. Also, comment down below if you liked the Bookish Box set. I think they're absolutely gorgeous. I was a little nervous at first, and I think they came out amazing. Like, Bookish Box does an amazing job. So don't forget, my cats are running around like crazy people. It's insane. If you like this video, please feel free to like and subscribe. You can expect a lot more book content from me coming in the future. I do spoiler reviews, unboxings of subscription boxes. I have 7 of them. It's an unhealthy habit. Luckily, my husband loves me. I also do, reading recommendations. There will be some non-spoiler things involved. Everything will be labeled, whether it's a warning or not. Thank you guys for stopping by, and